A lot of things have been said about Zach LaVine around Bulls Nation, but one question that I got to bring up is where's the smoke for Nikola Vucevic? How on earth has Nikola Vucevic avoided criticism around Chicago? And then we're going to dive into the mailbag. Y'all know me and CDubb going to have fun, talk about it, and break it down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby. And on this beautiful Sunday, I am with my dog, CDubb. What's the word?
What's the word? This might be my favorite subject of the summer.
Hey, if y'all tuned in with us, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Now, CDubb, before you go, I just want to go ahead and pose the question again. How has Nikola Vucevic avoided the criticism around Chicagoland? Nikola Vucevic hasn't lived up to the bill, just like Zach LaVine. He got his criticism, but some way, somehow, at least in my opinion, there ain't enough smoke or enough criticism going in the direction of Nikola Vucevic. CDubb, before I finally go in and give my viewpoints on it, how you feeling about the whole thing that we bring in here today?
Oh, I feel great about it. It must be light. It must be more light shed on the failures of the Chicago Bull team, and that includes Nick Vuce in the last 4 years. It's been going on the wayside. People just ignoring Vuce. He been ducking his shit. I'm sorry it ain't 5 minutes into the podcast, but I had to curse right there. Nick Vuce has been here as long as Zach, not as long as Zach was here a couple more years, but he is part of that big three core, or you can call it big four core if you add Lonzo Ball. And what have he done? Well, in a positive light, you can mark him down for about 17 and 11 each game. But what about defensively? Did he get any better? I know 2 years later he actually tried, but his try was in vain because it still was trash. Last year he just said, F it. I'm not even going to try again. It was his worst defensive year as a Chicago Bull. You hear what I'm saying right here. We cannot win with Nick Vuce being the center of a Chicago Bulls. His defense is atrocious. It is bad. It is really bad. It might be the worst in the league when it comes to defense. It's slow feet, pick and roll, just forget it. Nephew made a song about him about 3 years ago. Pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. It wasn't for the Chicago Bulls. It was for Nick Vuce. Now we got this young kid in here in Jalen Smith, and I hear whispers that he's got the opportunity to compete for the starting center position. That's the best thing AK did in regards to fixing the Nick Vuce problem. The best thing he can do is trade him or cut him. But you can't cut him because you paid him so much money. It's time for Vuce to stop being able to duck his shit because y'all ain't blaming the right people. Of course Zach need to blame. Of course DeMar need to blame. Of course AK need to blame. Of course Billy and Lonzo need to blame. But what about Vuce? Especially since he opened his damn mouth in the beginning of last season. And what did we say, nephew? You? What? Why is you saying anything? Shut up! Go ahead, nephew.
It's crazy. And that's my whole point of just accident presenting this question. How has Nikola Vucevic avoided criticism? It was just simple for me. Like, if you want to go ahead and, like, if we want to pick apart the stats, we really can't do that. I agree that. Well, if you want to pick apart the points and the rebounds, you really can't do that. But when you look at the percentages, when it comes to the three-point shooter we thought we was getting, that's been down the last few years. When we talk about free throw shooter, that's been down a little bit. A guy that's down up there, with the field goal percentage, it's a little shaky for him. But the problem is that my guy was AK's first major acquisition in the middle of the season at the trade deadline, and they gave up capital for him. The draft capital that we all desperately wanted was like, oh my God, Hey, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna say this real quick though. They ain't no hell. Y'all still gonna tell me Wendell Carter is better than Vooch, but nonetheless, this ain't about Wendell. This is about Vooch. The first major acquisition gave us a good year and a half. I give him that, a good year and a half. After that, hey, ugh, it's been very, very questionable. Now, my team source that came out there, the idiot, yes, you're still an idiot. 2 weeks later, you came out and gave Zach LaVine smoke and said he's never won. What has Nikola Vucevic done in a Chicago Bulls uniform? Go ahead.
Nothing. Is that right?
Underperform.
Oh, okay.
Underperform.
Okay.
That's it. Like some people gonna be like, well, he is a double-double machine. I'm like, yeah, the double-doubles are cool, but I thought this was a game about winning. I thought if you're going to criticize one player for not being a winning player, you got to add Nikola Vucevic in that conversation. If you're going to criticize one player for his efforts on the defensive end and his efforts offensively during the last few seasons, you got to include Nikola Vucevic. Nobody should be escaping anything. Hell, CDubb, I can make a case. We gave Patrick Williams more smoke than Nikola Vucevic, bro.
I would agree with that. 100%.
And it's not just this platform. It's all around Bulls Nation. We've criticized Patrick Williams more than the all-star we thought we was getting. Or at least the solid piece that we thought we was getting, who was supposed to help the Chicago Bulls change in the right direction. Now, quite frankly, with you, CDubb, I'm with you. It's either you have him coming off the bench or you try to trade him. And nobody really wants him. So,
hey, I'm glad you finally coming over to the dark side, nephew. That's what's up, man.
I mean, just because I believe that he should come off the bench, Billy Donovan loves Nikola Vucevic, bro.
For what? For what, though? For what? What did he do? 17 and 11? How many blocks? Could you count? Okay, can you fit how many blocks Nick Vooch had in how many blocks you remember with Nick Vooch on the Chicago Bulls uniform? Can you remember 2? More than 5? Oh,
no.
He's 7 feet, nephew.
No.
He's 7 feet, bro. Come on. Do you remember him ducking smoke against the most athletic centers in the league? Some of them don't even belong in the same sentence of Nick Vooch. Do you remember how we used to get so frustrated that he dunked under pressure of Joel Embiid? Do you remember he just wouldn't perform against the likes of Miles Turner? These guys just burn. I know these some of the best players in the league, but if you are 17 and 11 so-called stretch 5, why you always ducking smoke? You not going in the post. You very good in the post, bro, but you refuse to go there. You passing out, making quick decisions. You turning the ball over in the post. It's ridiculous. He's such a frustrating player to watch, bro. He's frustrating to watch, especially for me, just for me.
He absolutely is a frustrating player to watch. And just so when you talk about those moments is because Nikola Vucevic 2 seasons ago said that he want more touches in the post. Okay, this past season, you got more touches in the post. What was you doing when you got the ball in the post? Passing out. Not being able to move certain defenders, sometimes smaller than you, 1 inch off their square. At least that's what it looked like. At least that's what it looked like.
Bro, he 270 pounds, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear it because we seen moments to where Nikola Vucevic was able to use some of his craftiness in that post and take advantage of some stuff. It's just the problem is that it just wasn't consistent enough. So if we're gonna have smoke for anybody else on the Chicago Bulls, and it's rightfully so, how do we keep skipping over this guy? That's all I want to know.
Shit. I ain't skipped him. You know that. I ain't skipped. We ain't skipping him, Joe, because I've been on his ass since the season ended. Joe, it's time to turn the page. It looks like we're not turning the page. Now that I think he ain't going to be able to hide this time. Even the blinded person's eyes going to be able to see what's going on. So,
let me know.
Sick to my stomach, man. Nick
Don't
Vooch
it?
still on this team, and you trying to go young. How he supposed to run? Nick Vooch ain't never gonna run. He gonna always stay in the back, bro. He ain't gonna run, man.
But y'all let us know, how did Nikola Vucevic avoid
Look at
all
Nick
the
Vooch.
smoke, all this criticism? How has he been avoiding it?
Cause he
Let
gonna get
us
an
know.
attitude and shit. He gonna start snapping his fingers and twisting his neck. Fuck
For
going
sure.
on.
But
Spicy
hey,
ass.
let us know how y'all feeling about that down below. It's time to get into this mailbag. CDubb, the first voicemail is coming from a first-time caller. He is Vaughn.
Vaughn.
What's good, Cognac boys? This is Vaughn calling in for the first time. I just wanted to talk about the last episode that y'all had just made about Kobe White. So basically, I feel like in no way should Kobe White ever not be started. In my opinion, if he's running Kobe, Zach, Giddy at the 3, he will, and unfortunately, Boots at the 5. I get that the defense on that team may be terrible, but I'm not even worried about the defense because if that sucks, then just give us our top 10 pick in the next year's draft. If they play good, then that probably means that the team is trade value and you get to trade them anyways. All in all, I'm not clipping the Kobe White print like CDubb said on the last episode. If anyone isn't starting, if you had to make me choose, it's probably Josh Giddy since he just got here. But, that also kind of doesn't make sense for him. But I do think at the end of the day, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, and Josh Giddy are all going to start until Zach is traded. And then after he gets traded, we get to develop players like Vucevic and Dalen Terry. So I can't wait for that to actually happen. But until that happens, there's no way in hell that I'm benching Kobe. And the only role change he's going to get is going from point guard to shooting guard. Other than that, he's still getting all the shots. He's still getting all the touches. We're going to get everything he needs because we're trying to make sure that he continues to grow. But let me know what you think on my thoughts today. But all right, peace, y'all.
All right, so we heard from Vaughn. CDubb, take it away.
Actually, shout out to Vaughn. I like this take, and I agree with you. This is what the path for Kobe White should be. But you have to add in these variables. The Chicago Bulls, in no way, out of their mouth, said they're going to be trying to tank. They are trying to win games. You also have to add the variables of the supreme talent that Montes Buzelis gonna have. And if he's into the starting lineup, there will be a wrinkle effect in the lineup. If you have Montes, you're probably gonna have Pat at the. See, I can't even tell you the lineup. What if Lonzo Ball is 100% and it's the best guard on the best point guard on the team? What if they have to put him on the starting lineup? I just need to see it. Don't say it's no way in hell. I want Kobe White in the starting lineup. But they can tell him, bro, we need you to come out there and just be aggressive. Be the sixth man of the league. Go get 20 off the bench. Like a William. What's the guy name? Lou Will. Like a Lou Will or something like that. I don't want that for Kobe. But the lineup, the starting lineup, and the rest of rotations are going to be very tough for Billy Donovan. So I would say the chances are very slim, but I wouldn't say there's no chance.
I hear you on that. Me, I'm going with Vaughn. I think that the best way that you're going to be able to start this off and navigate this is if you go with that 3-guard lineup of Giddy, Zach, and Kobe. P. Will is going to play the 4, and unfortunately, Nikola Vucevic is going to play the 5. Me, I understand things can change, but as of right now, I got to go with what the guys have been telling me. Is right now, they want Josh Giddy to be that primary handler, so I'm going to say that Lonzo Ball remains on the bench, but it is a tough thing that the Bulls got to figure out, as we already talked about this. So hopefully we'll be able to find out what's going to happen. And we will find out what's going to happen in a little over a month. So we should be good. But hey.
Yeah, I agree with you though, Vaughn. I'm with you though. That's what I want. But okay.
Yeah, things change. People say a lot of stuff and things change. So we'll see. But hey, CDubb, this next caller is one of our guys right here. This next call is from Shay. Here it is.
Big Shay.
Yo, what's up, Bobby? What's up, CDubb? Look, I was thinking, remember back when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was drafted to the Los Angeles Clippers? Or better yet, remember when Isaiah Thomas was on the Sacramento Kings? Nobody really thought of them as franchise point guards or point guards that can make a difference in winning. But they got somewhere where they did, and then they literally turned that franchise quite around. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with us? I'm here to talk about Josh Giddy. Josh Giddy could possibly be that same type of player. Now, I know he's not skilled. Well, he's not as skilled as Shea or anything, but he possibly could be the player that ends up turning this season around and maybe turn us to a consistent playoff team. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he didn't do that in OKC, but the two examples that I just brought up really does rest my case. When you have a change of scenery, you probably turn into a whole different player. Look at what James Harden was able to do from OKC years to his Houston years. And on top of that, look at how certain players have needed to move to other teams, and then they've shown that they're just as good, if not better, than what they've shown on their previous team. Hey, I could be wrong. Anyway, tell me what you think. Peace.
All right, so we heard from Shay, and would a change of scenery be good for Josh Giddy? Me personally, I believe yes. Josh Giddy already know who he coming to play with. He already spoke about it in his introductory press conference. And I think that with the skill set that you was able to see that he was over there hooping with in FIBA with Team Australia, he got a lot of things that you should like. It seemed like, hey, the man shot over 40% from the three during the entire Olympics. So that's a good sign for the Chicago Bulls. Even though that line is pushed in, you still want to see, can he hit those at a consistent level? You know, and he did. And now you want to see that translate over to the NBA, of course. But I think that he's going to present the Chicago Bulls with a great opportunity to win some games. Now, it's all going to be up to him and how much he wants to improve, because we still got to improve on that defense. It's not terrible. I believe it took a step forward, but he still got ways to go. But you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want Josh Giddy in late games to become a liability to where now you got to remove your ball handler that you want to trust off the court. So you don't want him to come into that. But other than that, I would say a change of scenery would be good for Josh Giddy. CDubb, what do you say?
I think absolutely yes. Good take, Shay. The reason it didn't work in OKC because it basically would have stunted Josh Giddey's growth over there. It was two great players in front of him, and he needs the ball to be successful. Now with this young and entertaining team that we building over here, I think definitely this is a best chance for him to reinvent himself and lead a charge with a new up and coming young Bulls team. Absolutely, he can change the landscape in Chicago. Absolutely.
For sure. Well, thanks for calling in, Shay. CDubb, it's time to move on to the last one. This last one is from one of our own as well. Here's the voicemail from Corn.
Big Corn, my boy.
Hey, what it don't do, Kings? Bobby, CDubb, Steve-O, Steve, Big Kim, Cognac Kings, the four motherfucking horsemen. Hey, man, let's get right into the shit, man. Let's get right into the shit, because I ain't fuck with y'all in a minute, man. I ain't fuck with y'all Kings, man, a good man. And I saw some shit that my King C-Dub. Shout out to C-Dub, because I'm always tuning in, even though, you know what I'm saying, I'm on NFL mode right now. No lie, I'm on NFL mode. I'm a Raiders fan. I know. Go ahead, squint your teeth. I don't give a fuck. But let's not get into that. This is what I called about that. I seen that C-Dub was talking about our boy, our rookie, Marcus Bazelis, was talking about a particular player, and that he was the greatest scorer of all time. And his name is Carmelo Anthony. Now, do I agree with him? Is Carmelo the greatest scorer of all time? No. Of course I don't. Am I mad at the kid and ready to hit him and kill him and get Pink Force and ready to say, oh man, why we draft this motherfucker? No. Like, let's get this together. Bulls won in 97. Last time, 97, 98 when the last time he won championship. I was 10 going on 11 years old. Okay? Then after that, the Jordan I really remember, y'all, growing up as a teenager was Washington Wizards Jordan. He wasn't that. So to me, growing up in my era, the greatest scorers that I'm going to tell you that I've seen is going to be AI, T-Mac, Kobe, Vince Carter, Ray Allen. In those lights, those are the names that's going to get good. Paul Pierce. Those are the names that's going to be named when I say the greatest scorers. So yes, if he's in that era where it's Melo, KD, and to me, KD, if you want to be real, to me, KD is the greatest scorer of all time. That's no argument to me. The only thing I hold against Carmelo, is him choosing New York over us. I swear before God, I stand by this. I know I'm going to give us PTSD talking about this. I don't give a fuck. Let's get into it just a little bit. If we would have had Melo with Rose, Noah, those boys, man, championship. I stand by it, but he took the money. I guess it was $30 million more. He should have took the $90 million, should have brung his ass to Chicago and brung this to the championship, but he got the money, and it is what it is. Peace and love.
All right, so shout out to my man Corn, CDubb, chime in.
You a real one, bro. I always thought Carmelo should have brought his ass to Chicago, but I never blamed him for taking that big bag. We know the real reason you wanted to stay your ass around Lala. And it still didn't make it. Y'all still didn't make it. So you should have went to go get a championship, Melo. Fuck.
I'm with you though. And I think that the most important thing is like right now, these young players that's coming in the league, they have their favorites. We literally just heard, I can't even remember the player name right now, but we literally heard somebody say Paul George is their GOAT. Oh, Brandon Miller. He said Paul George is his GOAT. I can't be mad at that. That's his opinion. Yeah. Paul George got game. He not my GOAT though. You know what I'm saying? And like Anthony Edwards. A lot of people put LeBron over Kevin Durant, but Anthony Edwards said Kevin Durant's my GOAT. And rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to have their GOATs. Like if we talk, and you talked about the Raiders, so I got to have a football one. You up in there? I know Tom Brady is the GOAT, but I was a Peyton Manning guy based off the operation, the stuff at the line. Tom Brady did all the stuff too, but I was a bigger Peyton Manning fan than a Tom Brady fan, but I recognize greatness. That's just who I rock with more. Every time it was time to pick up a Madden stick, I picked Peyton Manning.
He lost
because it was time to go.
He lost a lot.
I won a lot.
He lost a lot to New England, bro.
Of course, and rightfully so. But just as the player, when it came to the quarterback position, I can admit that Tom Brady was greater. But the person that I loved the game more, in my eyes, is watching as a shorty. I liked early on Peyton Manning more so than Tom Brady. But I know that Tom Brady is the damn GOAT. Until Patrick Mahomes get this 3-peat and catch him.
Or Caleb Williams play. Oh, no, don't even start. Go ahead.
Don't even do it, boy. It's going to be up there. Chill. It's going to be up there.
Yeah, for real.
For sure. But, hey, we appreciate all the people that called in. It was a great mailbag episode. CDubb, you got anything left?
Hey, man, I really appreciate all the love. Still, make sure y'all punch that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we're going to keep on moving. We getting close to training camp. We'll be there in a second. You know we're going to be there to cover and to analyze and to react and to go crazy and to overdo it because that's what I do. Peace out.
He gave y'all everything else. I ain't got much to say, but before you leave, hit the like button, subscribe before you roll out. If you want to call in and be a part of this mailbag episode taking place next weekend, the number to do so, call in at 773-242-9219. Thank y'all, Bulls Nation. Always see red, and y'all already know. We gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure.
I think I would have stayed by Lala too. I think I would have took the money.
Boy, you know you would have stayed for that. That wagon.
Cognac. Gang.